When we were in ninth grade, we had a counselor who called us up, and talked to each individual student. Not many people went to college in my days, and most of them even dropped out of high school. He says, Achille, you have grades that qualify you for college. My name is Achille Albert Vallorani, and I'm 98 years old. I was born in Castel di Lama, Italy, and I emigrated in 1923 at the age of 3. One of the reasons that Drexel became attractive was the cooperative education program. The co-op program would employ you for 6 months and then go to school 6 months. Right off of 32nd Street, we'd go into a lounge before classes started in the morning. And we'd all gather there, check each other's homework. And did you get that problem? What was the answer to that problem? The labs and everything were contained in that one main building. As you entered in the main door, you went around and there was a large clock there. Every time I entered there, I would go by that clock. After the co-op program, I went back to Drexel, and Professor Grosvenor, when I went into his class, he says, Vallorani, you know more than I do. In 1943, I only had one semester to go to complete my Drexel courses, but I was drafted and went into the Army and had a tour duty in Europe and the South Pacific. While I was in Liverpool, the Germans were firing what they called V-2 rockets, and one of them strayed near the Liverpool suburbs. We all went out there to look at it, and as we were standing at the rim of the crater, Rolls-Royce pulled up, and I was with two other buddies, and it stopped where we were. Suddenly, the rear window came down, and there I'm looking at the Queen and her husband, King George. The Queen's asking me and my two buddies, where are you from? What are you doing here? And she was very gracious. When I was in the military, studying radios, knowing that I had this background behind me, I felt more comfortable. The knowledge that I gained from Drexel helped me to bridge the gap. Going to Drexel, and especially the cooperative program, really added to my overall confidence that later on, when I was out looking for a job, I relied on that and I would ask the right questions. Drexel gave me an edge because by being in this cooperative program, you're in there with the leaders. Instead of gaining that experience later, I gained it earlier. And that made it easier for me to face industry later on, to go from one job to another job, knowing that they won't be able to surprise me. Ambition means to me your goals that you want to achieve. And one of the ambitions you should always maintain is to expand your knowledge. And Drexel helps you to get that experience. I'm very thankful for what it's done for me and making me a broad, experienced young man. I am a forever dragon.